looking all dishevelled and yeah, not looking great. We've always. What a terrible! I've got a terrible woman in front of me, stuffing her face with food, making disparaging remarks. Unacceptable, Ellen. Frowned upon. But anyway, who's here? 5 people, 4 likes. That makes me very happy. Yes, we have been very busy the last couple of days, just moving and things. Didn't shave this morning. Anyway, I've apologised. I can do no more. I have seen YouTube vloggers look a lot better than me. I've seen them look a lot rougher. One particular Filipino one springs to mind, but I'm not going to mention his name. Right, there we are. So who do we have here? Glenn, greetings one and all. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, Glenn. Global Greg, hello, hello. God, would you Adam and Eve it? I've got
It's fine. Just let it.
I've now got to leave it now. I don't know why the bowls lot have started all messaging at the same time.
No, because you're just connected to Wi-Fi.
Okay, got you. Okay, well done, you're a genius.
Right,
we have 9 people here. You must identify yourself, chaps. Who are you? Who is here? And can you hear me? I'm starting to wander now. You could hear me just then, couldn't you, Ellen?
Yeah.
Ah, Plaster Finger. I thought you might have been out at bingo. No, we missed the bingo last night. Unfortunately, bingo's on Tuesday nights. But we have been, it has been complicated, this move. But fortunately today, good friend of mine messaged me. He saw the vlog last night and said, do you want to borrow my van? Because someone else had offered and they had the best intentions in the world, but it all fell apart. And yeah, it's we couldn't go out last night. So we haven't been out since. When did we go out? There was a party we were going to go to on Sunday, big party, everyone was going. We blew that off. I blew the quiz off Monday night, blew the bingo off last night. We're not going out tonight. Good. We're going to be social pariahs by the end of the week. Global Greg, love the new place, mate. We do too, mate, to be honest with you. We moved in last night. It was our first night. And my God, that bed is comfy. So, well, Ellen loves the bed. I loved it when we got into bed last night. I feel like a raspberry ripple this morning. It's not doing it. Might be a bit too soft for my back.
Yeah, it's like sinking.
But my God, this place is quiet. It is so quiet here. Yeah. Glenn, loud and clear. Fantastic. Very glad to hear it. Blasted Finger, hear you fine. Great. Hi, everybody. Jim Pendergast. How are you, Jim? Glenn Higgins is here. Evening, Simon. Can hear you loud and clear. Regards to beautiful Ellen. Beautiful Ellen. Which one's that? I know there's Ellen. Oh, this Ellen. Glenn sends his regards. How is Nora, Jim? Neil Michaels, aye, no more roosters pie. Simon the boss are moving upscale. Simon and the boss moving upscale. Well, yeah, for the Philippines, I suppose it is a bit more upscale. But I was saying to him the other day, it's like, strange because if I went to view a place like this in the UK, there's no way of moving in. But because I've been in the Philippines so long and I've been used to other places, this is like luxury. It's strange. Never got so excited about a sofa or a table and chairs before. Next time I do a live, I will be sitting on the couch and that, but we've just got cases and boxes everywhere. So I'm back on the curtains. Glenn, hi, Jim. Glass of Finger, glad you're getting sorted. It will take time to get used to everything, I think. Oh, it will, mate. It's like today we got here. This is a strange house. It's glasses everywhere. So we got back earlier on about an hour ago. So I borrowed my mate's van to pick the last bits and bobs off. And then Ellen said, we've got to get something to eat before the live stream. So I said, well, I'm going to jump in the shower. Of course, I jump in the shower. But before I jump in the shower, I go to take my washing, put it in the washing machine. I'm bollock naked. I forgot the whole house was glass. So I suddenly realised, I'm walking around naked with all the windows open. Because it's tinted, you think people can't sing in. So Ellen suddenly screamed and she came out. She pulled all the curtains shut and made me hide behind the couch. But it's going to take a lot of getting used to this house because you really can't go anywhere if you've got the curtains open without being seen. And I do like to wander around the house naked. I make no bones about that. It's one of my favourite pastimes. Jim, I'm well, Simon and Nora. Good. Glad to hear it. David, President Sick Ricky. Okay. Glad first night went well in the new pad, Glenn. Yeah, it did, mate. It did. I'd say it's in a couple of days we'll be loving it here. It's very much at the moment, you know, boxes need to be unpacked, and you know, you're trying to work out where things are. And I got up 2 o'clock in the morning, make a coffee. God, finding light switches and things and that in it's but always takes time, doesn't it, when you move? But no, I think we will be very happy here. So quiet. I know I sound like an old man, but noise has never really bothered me. I've lived in lots of cities, but since I've been doing the vlogging, it's a real pain. It will be so nice to be able to sit down here any time of day or go out front and be able to vlog and not be worrying about roosters and cars and motorbikes and all that good stuff. Glenn, hi Glenn. Glad you like the new place. I personally like it too, right up my alley. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Glenn. Actually, I can turn around and look on this one now, can't I? I've got this one here. Is that better? Yeah, as I say, it's strange because it's not a Hilton, and I was just a basic. It's a strange design, but for the Philippines, for Dumaguete, it is a bit of a find because it ticks. Not just talking about the house and that, the furniture's okay, not by Western standards. For Filipino, it's very good, but it's got the road. It's got a road. It is close to the city. Concrete road, and it's quiet. And trust me, fellas, you know, unless you're going to live in a gated community, you're not going to get a concrete road like that. And you're certainly not going to get many gated communities as close to the city as we are, quiet. And the amazing thing about the Philippines, whenever you go into a gated community, houses are lovely from the outside, but invariably in Dumaguete, furniture and that is awful. So for us, it ticks a lot of boxes. Which is strange because in Thailand, this would be nothing. You think, well, if this was Thailand, people say, why the hell are you living there? But this isn't Thailand. This is the Philippines. I can't scroll my thing up now. Anyway, how things are with you, Glenn? Both Glens. David E, afternoon all. Good luck in your new home. Thank you, David E. Much appreciated, brother. Glass of finger. Net curtains then. No, it's just getting used to it, mate. We don't need net curtains. God, last thing we need is curtains. And we got curtains around the bedroom, curtains, God knows how many curtains we got here. No, it's just getting used to it. You know, it's like anything. It's, you know, just bear in mind that I've got to wrap a towel around my private parts if I'm going to go out from the bedroom naked. You know, it's easily done. And then during the day, whenever we came around here before, because I'm not going to say with a person. Anyway, I came around here a few times, and the guy who lived here before us, he had the curtain shut all the time. You know, it was always shut, and we had the aircon. It was very cool. But I think we'll probably have the windows open during the day because I like a bit of sunlight to see what's going on outside. You know what I mean? But we'll see how it goes. But not net curtains, mate. I don't even sell net curtains over here. I will explain afterwards, my love. Glenn, flashing the neighbours, LOL. Yeah, I know. I tell you, I'm going to be getting smiles tomorrow when I go out from the ladies. If only. Neil Michaels, is Ellen wearing her crash helmet indoors until she stops bumping into the furniture layout? That's it. She has it anyway, mate. You know, we decided that long ago, and I've got this thing so she doesn't bite her tongue when she's using her phone. We put that in at night, and thankfully, not allowed to touch hot things. We have little stickers around the house and that. And I've kept her safe for the best part of a year and a half now. Jack Star, whee! God bless you. He does. This guy knows how to make an entrance. Thank you very much, Jack. That is incredibly kind of you. You've kicked the door in. It's like you kicked the door in with a bottle of champagne and a box of chocolates. Glenn, hi, Jack. Jack Star, before I get like and share this love, that's my contractual, but done. How is everyone? All good, I hope. Yeah, you forgilled it, mate. I'm going to drop that case. I will instruct my solicitors not to take further action, Jack. And we're not even going to issue a warning on this occasion. Thank you, brother. It's going to go in the Jack barrel. When you get over here, we will come to the house for a Barbie. How are you, Jack? You're back in where? Glenn. Glenn's okay, thanks. Jim Pendergrass, new place seems a bargain. I would have taken the renting option, but no choice in our province but to build. Yeah, it really is a bar. I think so. And the landlord has been really good in amazing the stuff he's done for us so far. And I still can't believe that offer, because basically said to us we could have it for 2,000. It was 2,600 or 2,700. I will have to look back in the paperwork. What? Well, Ellen says it's 2007, so it's probably 2006.
Oh my god!
Anyway, I'll tell you a story about the truck today, because Ellen is always wrong but never accepts it. But the point was that would include electricity. And I said, well, to be honest, mate, because he gave us the option, it was 9,500 without the Wi-Fi, 20,500 with the Wi-Fi, or 2,600 or 2,006 or 26,000, 27,000 with electric. And I said, well, our electricity bill never really comes to more than 3.5. So that doesn't seem like a good deal. And he said, fine. He said, but any time, if your bills are coming to more than 27, just change the you can add it on and I'll cover the costs. And I'm thinking, well, that means you'll be running at a loss. And he said, I'll even put it in the contract if you like. And I thought he wasn't going to do it. I thought, well, that's a strange thing to put in the contract. When we got the contract, it said the rental is 20,500, but the rentee has the option at any stage to change it to 2,700, 14 days notice, and that will be the bill. Just gives 14 days notice. So when I saw it the next time, I said, you realise then, so if my bill's like 30,000, I can he said, yeah, no, I get it. I've agreed to it. That's the deal. Anyway, we're probably going to, I've gone on too long now. We're probably going to stick at anyway, we'll see what the first electricity bill is. But he's a top guy. Nice one, Glenn. Not hi, Jim, from Jack. Jim, hi, Jack Star. Glenn, okay here. Just had another cortisone injection in the shoulder. It take effect. Hoping to get back to physio ASAP. Yeah, I knew you said there would be a lot of recovery time after that shoulder up, mate. I hope it fixes sooner rather than later. Andrew Apple, hi Simon, how are you coping with the wet season in the Philippines? Do you prefer wet or dry season? I'm in Angeles, getting a bit of rain here. It's hard to say, mate, to be honest with you, because I've only been in the Philippines 2 years. And the first year I was here, there wasn't really a rain season. This year, there has been more of one, but it's only affected me twice when it's really rained and I've been outside. There have been several days where it's rained really, really heavily, but only for a few hours. And so I think Ellen prefers it because it's a bit cooler. But it's not a rainy season compared to some places. I mean, maybe in Angeles you get it more than us, but certainly in Dumaguete, in the 2 years I've been here, this is rainier than last year, but not what I would consider really to be a... How, Ellen, my lovely, I will turn around now.
No.
She's sitting, it's a bit messy, but she's sitting there eating her chicken.
Was
this a particularly rainy season?
No.
So it's usually worse than the last 2 years?
Yeah.
Right. There you go. That's the voice from the expert. She is, global warming is clearly a thing. The rainy seasons are drying up. Jack Star, I am all good. Got to go to my physio session just after 2. So I'll be in bits when I leave. Back in Cheshire, buddy. What does she do to you? What kind of physio section? Does it have a happy ending, Jack? Or is it just like it? What? I'm not happy ending. I mean, do you leave okay? Or do you feel sore and hurt after? What do you think I meant, young lady? Good Lord. I'm assuming you're getting that done privately, are you, Jack? Is that like, on the old health insurance or something? Or is it an NHS thing? Because it's quite hard to get physio on the old NHS these days, isn't it? Jack Star, just put 3 ride along lawnmowers at Mini Tractor for service. 2K later. Just put 3 ride along lawnmowers, Mini Tractor for service. 2K later. Bloody hell, that's a lot of cutting. That's a lot of machinery. Scott Geen, evening Simon and evening Jack Star from New Zealand, 11:15 p.m. So you are 3 hours ahead of us. Whereas Jack and everyone else is 7 hours behind us. Glenn, did you bring the dog? No. Jim, hi Ellen. Jack Star, so expensive day so far. Oh, I get it, £2,000. Bloody hell. £2,020, mate, with a super chat. Yeah, that's what. See, thing is, when people say 2K, like here, you get so used to 2K meaning £28 because you know, like a few K here, a few K there. Of course, 2K, yeah, bloody hell, that would be 150,000 pesos. Wow, yeah. Why have you got so many? Your place can't be that big, surely. Surely to God. Byron, as a taxpayer, as a foreigner, how do you deal with the tempo and foreigner tax? Don't have tempo. It's not allowed in this house. It's not, is it? We don't really get it. It was a thing the first couple of months, but I explained my views on it. Ellen explained hers, and we both agreed I was right. And it has, like most of the things here, and it's not been an issue since. Foreign tax, I don't think I've ever experienced it. Everyone says skin tax, skin tax. The only time I think we might have experienced it is we went to an eatery. Don't often go to eateries, but we went to one on the Bekong Road about, I don't know, a month ago, and it came to 360 pesos, which isn't big money. It's about £5. It's quite a lot for an eatery for two. And Ellen said afterwards, that can't be that expensive. They'll, for example, last night, because we didn't have any cooking, there was an eatery literally 100 metres from where we live, so we went there, and that was 170, so it was half the price for more dishes. But the other place was a lot better, so maybe it is. But Ellen was convinced. I don't know. I don't eat in eateries, but she was convinced that they'd charge more because it was me. But if that did happen, it is the only time I've experienced it in the Philippines. I know it seems to be an issue for a lot of people, but I don't know. Jack Star, back and knee was so quick, to be honest, via veterans. Oh, wow, they're still taking... Yeah, I see. I have never had to use the British Legion or... I can't remember what the RAF one's called or whatever. I should actually start making donations to them, because you read stories on Facebook, and I know they can be bloody helpful, you know, when you have problems, but thankfully, touch wood, I've never had to use them, but it's yeah, it's great that they're there. And that's for an accident, isn't it? For that yeah, I suppose, yeah, because it's a veterans thing. Yeah, we should get special treatment for that. Adam Fenner, hi everyone, just got home. Hi Adam, how you doing, brother? Jim, hi Adam. How has your day been, Adam? Hey Jim, hey Jack Star. Literally one day after appointment, see consultant, then no more than 10 days later on a 6-week physio session. Wow, that's luck of the draw. Luck of the draw. You know, it is a lottery number, isn't it? I mean, I have known so many people who in the last year and a half have had a fantastic experience on the NHS. You know, mind-blowingly good. But equally, I know some other people who've had an awful experience. You know, it's still so fragmented. But on the whole, I will never knock the NHS. When you come to places like this and you live in countries where they don't have it, God, you learn to appreciate it. Glen H. Tampo, resolved just like the Lamo. Jim Pendergast, will not tolerate tempo here. No, I'm the same. You know, I won't. You know, it's you know, and Ellen is very good like that. You know, she has. So I'll give her that. No, because it's what they're used to, isn't it? You know, when we had a couple of disagreements and it's sulking, and I said, look, I'm not putting up with this. This is nonsense. You've got something to say to me, say to me. She's looking at me now. We'll have tempo after this interview, but like an interview after this live stream. But you know, I think, look, we'll clear the air. This, like, you know, I'm not walking in a dark cloud over the house for 2 days. So now she does get tempo from time to time, and I say, if you keep this up, I'm going to punish you, and I do, with tickles and various other things. And then she just starts laughing after about 5 minutes of protest. And that's how we get through it. And that's not a joke, that's how we do it. That's how we do it. I say, right. Plaster finger, had skin tax once, paid for 4x4 sheet of 1/2-inch plywood. Went to pick it up, and the guys in the store wanted double the price. So I went back to the shop and told the manager what happened. Got my cash back. Lucky you. I know it's a thing. I'm not saying it's not. It seems like a lot of people. You often hear people moaning about it. I get shortchanged from time to time, and most of the time I just let it go, because in the Philippines you never know if that's a mistake or not, because the average person in most of their maths is abysmal. It could be a genuine mistake. We went to 7-Eleven earlier, and the woman asked me if I had 6 pesos, to make the change easier, and I didn't. I gave her 10. And I thought, oh God, I've done this before, because they get confused when they see them out on the calculator. Then they don't know what to do. But she did it like that, and I said, well, and that is mind blowing. I've stopped saying, like, when they ask for 6, if I haven't got 6 exactly or 5, I won't give it to them, because if you give them 10, anyway, worked tonight. So well done for her. She obviously paid attention during maths. Jackstar, as for the lawnmowers, they were left in one of the barns. One was brand new, never used. The other 2 a bit old, but different ones. Yeah, but 2K is still a lot, mate, isn't it? I know they're expensive when you first get them, but anyway, there you go. A man of your means. Are they gold plated though, Jack? I mean, is that what it is? Are they bling lawnmowers, or are they standard ones in British Racing Green? Adam Fenty, chill day. US Federal Reserve should be cutting rates today, so I'll be keeping a close eye on the markets tonight. Well, if they do cut the interest rates, then God knows what's going to happen to our economies, because it would be sheer madness to do that in the United States. And he would have just done it because of pressure. That would be I've watched several things over the last few months on channels I trust, finance channels, saying that is the worst thing that America could do, would be to cut interest rates. Anyway, there you are. Jackstar, yeah, I think I was just lucky. It's via my war pension injuries. Well, it's good that you get one, mate. Yeah, it's yeah. Well, it's bad that you had the injuries, but it's good that they're looking after you. Byron, where's the best place to meet single Filipinas? Boots on the ground, mate. I am no expert. My player days have gone. I was a player for the first couple of months here, but then I met the lovely Ellen, and she was the only one who really showed any interest, so I got stuck with her.
I hate
But look at that lady. She's working away. She's cleaning and she's doing things. And wave, Ellen, wave.
The house looks messy.
Well, they know the house looks messy. We've just moved in. She's always working, that girl. Boots on all. The only advice I will give you is boots on the ground. I don't see the points of this dating agency thing and all the rest of that. Not dating agency. Listen, if it works for you, I'm not criticising anyone who does it, but I wouldn't. Boots on the ground. As for what city or where to do it, can't help you, brother. But I'm pretty sure you will not have any problems anywhere in the Philippines meeting women, as long as you've got a little bit of game. Anywhere, I would have thought. I mean, to be fair, Sicky Hall was a difficult place. That was. I am no expert, but based on my experience, the smaller islands with the smaller communities, which have got a lot of tourists, I think it's probably harder there. Certainly harder in Sicky Hall. You can do it, but it's a very small island, so they're judgmental. Everyone's related. You go out for a date with one girl one day, ask someone out a week later, they will know that you've been out with that girl, and the chaperones and things. So probably avoid the small tourist islands. That's all I can tell you, mate. Adam Fonte, is this house the new house or the old house? It is the new house, brother. It is a new house. It is a new house. Next time I do it, I will be sat on the couch with a bar behind me. We got lights, by the way. I might show you them in a minute. Couldn't believe it last night. We're fiddling with the lights. You try to put the lights on for the bathroom. You've got no smoking sign which comes up, and the bar lights up, and you've got a couple of the bar lights up, which is fun. Can't remember what the other one says, but you got neons. What does that sign over there say on that one?
Bar.
Oh, it says bar. It says bar open or something like that. Scott Gein, do you see a possum in the Philippines? Probably only in a zoo, mate. I don't think they're native to here. I think opossums are quite rare things, aren't they? Certainly don't have them in the UK. Glenn, Ferrari lawnmowers. Funny you should say Ferrari lawnmowers. Ferrari started off making lawnmowers. I was looking for a question in a quiz once. Which luxury car brand started off making tractors and lawnmowers? Because I'd seen that Ferrari did. But I always double check my questions. No one ever catches me out. People have stopped questioning me because I check every answer on various sites. Because the first quiz I ever did there, a few were disputed, and I thought, sod that, I'm never having that again. And it was extraordinary. I had to struggle to find 3, because the questions are always multiple 4 answers, 4 luxury brands that didn't start off making lawnmowers and tractors, because Lamborghini did. They started off making lawnmowers and tractors. Ferrari did. I'm pretty sure Porsche did. I can't remember them now, but basically, it was hard to find luxury brands that didn't. Few of the luxury German ones didn't. Nearly all the Italians did. All started off lawnmowers and tractors and then moved on to sports cars. There you go. Jackstar, yeah, in UK we don't tolerate tampon. Sucks here. I've gone back. I'm sorry for missing that one. Yeah, yeah. Don't really get tampons over here, mate. They're all pads for some reason. I suppose they must exist, but they're very much a Western thing. Listen, Jack, there's 19 people watching. We've been as high as 24. Jack asked for some likes. I'm not liking. Jack's asking. Get some likes, please, chaps. Get some likes. Okay, Billy, if you were single and met a Pina in a remote village where there is no expats, would you go and visit her? I doubt it. I don't know. I mean, Ellen and I have been together nearly 2 years now, and I've never been to visit her and her family. And well, she lives here, doesn't she? But I don't know, to be honest. Thank you, whoever hit the like button just then. I don't know. I suppose it depends. It's hypothetical, isn't it? But I doubt it. But why would I meet her at Peanut? Because I'm with Ellen. No, I'm not with Ellen. Ellen's with me. Didn't get a reaction there. Class of finger, ha ha ha, dog. Byron, does Ellen's family ask you for money? No, I've never met Ellen's family. No, never have done. They've never asked for money. And no, never happened. Ellen has never asked me for money. I mean, she's very independent. She's got her own job. I mean, she bought our scooter. It's no, we don't have a relationship like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. If there was a problem and they needed help, I'd help them. But they don't need help. I mean, they're all professionals. I think her brother has got a job. I think it's $20 an hour or something. I mean, which is nothing for the UK, but by Filipino standards, it's good. It's okay, Billy. You make a nice couple. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We make a nice couple, my love. He thinks you're punching above your weight, but he says we make a nice couple. Jackstar. Come on, Glenn is more Bentley. Well, I tell you something now. I'm not going to tell you which street we live on because I have had stalker issues and things in the past, but all the roads here are named after cars. So you could live on Audi Street, you could live on Bentley Street, you could live on Austin Martin Street, you could live on... So I am living, I'm not going to tell you which one we are, as I say, but we are on a luxury car now, a luxury car road. Mind you, the car I'm driving today is not a luxury car. Okay, Billy, how do you screen them and how to avoid gold diggers? Well, you don't screen them, do you? I mean, I don't know. I say I'm no expert. I went out on the first 2 months I was on here. I went out on a few dates, but I met Ellen quite early on, and I wasn't looking for a relationship. You know, I didn't come here. I only started dating people in Dumagetti because I didn't have any friends here, and it was lonely. You know, I didn't know the people I know now or the places to go. So after a couple of weeks, I thought, this is ridiculous. I need to meet some people or do something. So I started dating, but I was never looking for a relationship. So, and then I was traveling for the islands. So what's the point of meeting someone when I don't plan to stay here for more than a month? Because my thing was to travel around. But as time changed, I kept in touch with Ellen. We talked, and it built from that. But I don't screen them. You just have ground rules, don't you? You just have ground rules. You just have things in your mind that you are prepared to do and what you're not prepared to do. But it's never been a problem. Never a problem for me in Thailand. Never. I mean, it wasn't my second relationship more so. But if I am in a relationship and I'm serious, then I don't mind helping the family if they need help. You know, but they've got to need help. You know, it's got to be a thing. I'm not. As I said to my second girlfriend in Thailand, like, you know, because she was on about this and that, and I had to do this, and it's like, I don't have to pay for a girlfriend. I can get a girlfriend. You know, I'm not. You know, it is. Anyway, I don't know. I don't screen them, but as I say, when I was doing the dating bit, I did have a couple that asked. One of them had some crisis, another one wanted this. I said no, and they were like, "Well, what do you mean no?" I said, "Well, no, don't know you. Not giving you $1,000. Not no. It's that, you know, that's." Anyway, so that's the only screening I ever did. Adam Fente, wow, new house looks lovely with a TV that big. You could probably use it to display the YouTube chat when you stream. If it's smart TV, then you could stream from the couch. Yeah, we'll do that. It's a smart TV. I was on YouTube last night. Yeah, that's what we'll do. It's literally a case of today. We have a friend of mine was really kind, let us borrow his truck today. Which was a godsend because I thought we got let down yesterday by a good friend. It wasn't his fault. I'm not going to go into the details, but he was going to help us. And because he was going to help us, we put it off the last minute. So we couldn't move anything. But today, thankfully, I got up this morning and a very good friend of mine messaged me and said, listen, do you want to borrow my truck for a few hours? And I thought, how the hell do you know I need a truck? So I messaged him back and said, how do you know? I said, I saw your video last night. You moved. You want to buy the truck? And I was like, you are a star. So I went over and got it. So because of that, we literally got back. There were boxes and things everywhere, and Ellen's unpacking. So I won't live stream like this again. I will be from the couch next time. A good idea about using the TV to read the chat. That would be good. Glenn H. Good night, guys. Enjoy the live chat. Take care. Stay safe, Simon and Ellen. Yeah, take care, brother. I hope your shoulder, I hope the cortisone tablet injection works for you. Jack Star. How dare they dispute the Quizmaster? I know. And there have been since now, like, it's only happened maybe one or two times. And a mate of mine said he used to do the quiz before me. You just say the Quizmaster's right. And he used to put it up on the rules first. And like a couple of times people have said, well, that's wrong. And I say, well, it cannot possibly be wrong because I say it's not. And I'm the Quizmaster. But afterwards, I'll say, come and have a chat and we Google it. And every time without fail, they say, oh, no, you're right. I say, I know I'm right. Because as I say, I double check it. I mean, it was one the other week. I asked a question about who was the 4 biggest selling bands in history. And before I asked it, I said, I have checked this for over an hour and a half I spent on this bloody question. I shouldn't have asked it because it was so damn complicated. But don't bother disputing it because you're going to be wrong. Because the trouble is, I was getting different answers on different sites because some were doing estimated sales, some were doing certified sales. So I said in the question, list the top 4 selling bands because it was a double point question in order of record sales from least to last. And then when I give the answer, like it was A, D, C or B or whatever, you know, in the order, I had the estimated sales and I had the certified sales. And I said in the question, based on certified sales. And straight away, this guy jumps up and says, no, look at that. It's not Queen. I've not outsold Led Zeppelin. I said, look, I'm not having this conversation. You go away next week and then next week you come and talk to me. But I'm telling you, if you look at it and you push it, I found 6 sites that verified it. Anyway, I've gone on too long. But yeah, there we go. And I love that. I love it when I'm right. I had an American guy once a while back. I said, after soccer, or football, you know, English football, which is the biggest spectator sport in the world? Of course, the answer is cricket. And baseball's one of the answers. And he said, no, it's not, it's baseball. I said, it's not. He said, I'm telling you, it's baseball. I'm telling you, it's not. Only America, Cuba, and Japan play baseball, cricket. And he said, yeah, but how many people live in England? It's got nothing to do with England. It's got to do with India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, South Africa, New Zealand, all Australia. And you Google it. 2.5 billion people watch cricket. 500,000 watch baseball. So it makes you wonder why they don't check these things first before they dispute it. Jim Pendergast, great exchange rate at the moment. Is it really? I haven't looked recently. The best I've seen, the last time I looked was 77.5. Is it above that now? Is it? Hope so. Plaster Finger, the scooter chat to hit the like button and then missed out on all these insightful questions and comments. Will hit before I leave. What's this? Oh, on a mobile. Okay, got you. A chat, don't you? But thanks for trying anyway. Jack Stark. Billy, best rule of thought that I use if they ask for money for sick buffalo load, sick grandma, just don't fall for it. I always say I never give money to people you not met who are involved with. Yeah, that's what I said to one of them over there. I said, look, we're not even going out. You know, we've been out on 2 dates, and you expect me to, you know, no. And she got upset about it. Blackstar Billy, it will save you in the future. Stay firm, don't bend. Trust me, you will see all of the channels of the horror stories. Yeah, it's right, mate. It is. I mean, you wouldn't do it in the UK. I have had several friends over here who've arrived, people I've met through the channel and that. Hopefully, they're not watching. And they'll go out on a date, and they'll say at the end of it, I say, well, the thing is, I gave her a couple of £1,000 at the end of the meal, like, and I don't know, now she's on about this, and did I give her too much? Man, why are you giving her money at the end of the meal? You wouldn't do that in the UK. I mean, if you went out for a date in the UK and you turned around to the girl at the end of it and said, here's 40 quid, they'd be like, what are you doing? What kind of person do you think I am? You know what I mean? That's why do you do it here? You are setting a bar. I mean, I don't get it. I mean, if you're with someone and you're in love with them, then fair enough, do whatever you want to do, look after them. But if you're going out on dates and giving them cash from the start, what the hell do you expect? Be the same as you would be in your home country. Respectful. You've paid for the dinner, you've paid for the thing. You know, after you've been out for a few dates, you want to buy them things. But why do you think you have to do it or it's expected? You know, I don't get it. Jim Pendergast, yes, got 77.6 yesterday. That's good. Who was that with? Greg, you'll be able to press the X on the live chat bar, and that should take you back so you can give your thumbs up. Global Greg, Glenn, it was a joke, mate. I didn't realize it was a joke either, Glenn. Don't worry about that. Adam Fente, I'm now accepting money at the end of your meals. Blackstar, it happened to an army buddy of mine when in Africa, in the UK, going steady for a few years. Soon as married, days afterward, wants a divorce. What the fuck? Greg, understood, LOL. Wow. So she just wanted a divorce to get the citizenship. I don't know how that works now. If you get divorced, do you have to, because in some countries now you have to be married for a couple of years or whatever before you actually are able to stay in it. I don't know how that is. I know it's a lot harder than it was, bringing, I mean, I've got no intention of bringing Ellen to the UK because we've got other places to go on holiday and I'm not moving back to the UK, so I've not looked into it. But I know I've been told from people who've had the experience, it is so much harder than it used to be. I don't know if they've tightened up if you marry someone in the UK, how, I don't know, anyway. Okay, Billy, as an expat, do you feel more welcomed in the Philippines than Thailand? Welcomed by who would be my question. By the Thai government? By the people? Because I do think now Adun is the acting Prime Minister. Expats over there are going to be a lot less welcomed. Would I feel welcomed by the government now they're putting this tax on investments and things? Now they're tightening up on that? Probably not. Where I lived up in Phetchabun or in Buriram, did I feel welcomed by the people? Yes, 100%. People thought it was great that expats were there. They thought it was great. I mean, a lot of that would have been because I was buying drinks and having parties and things and that all the time, whatever. But no, felt very welcome. Now it was a novelty. You get on buses and things, people would come and say hello to you. They thought you were great. Would I have felt welcome in Pattaya or Bangkok? No. I've always had the feeling there, particularly in Pattaya. I don't blame them for it, but there were so many of us, we've changed the place. So you get what I'm saying, Billy? It's a difficult question to answer. In some place, it's like anywhere. It's like Ellen was explaining to London. London, I love London, but it's not a very friendly place. If you came there, you moved into London as an immigrant. Well, as an immigrant in the UK now, sadly, you're not going to feel welcome in a lot of places. But, you go to Wales, God, they're welcoming. Wales, whenever I visit my parents, I can't tell you how welcoming they are. So, as I say, it depends where you mean, mate. Depends what part of the country you're going to. But, yeah. But here in the Philippines, I feel welcome on both counts because Filipinos are always very nice. I get the occasional comment from like a Filipino troll or whatever, I'll get out of our country, blah, blah, blah. You're always going to get that. But I've always felt welcomed by the people here. And I feel very welcomed by the government here. I mean, you'll know when they don't want us, when they start making it impossible to stay for 36 months on a tourist visa, or, you know, they'll make the difficulties more, you know, make the requirements more difficult. So, yeah, I feel more welcome in the Philippines, both by the regime, the power that be, and the people. That was a long way of answering your question. I do apologise. Jack Star, you start with cash, it will always be a transactional. Yeah, Jack, you are so right. You are so right. And what a lot of people do here, they come here, and I've noticed this, and I remember Old Dog talking about it once. You know, the average expat here is rich compared to the average Filipino. There are some very wealthy Filipinos, there are Filipino billionaires, there are lots of powers that be who are milking the country of everything you can get. But compared to your average Filipino, you are a lot wealthier than they are. And the trouble is, a lot of the guys come here, they are not wealthy by Western standards. And they meet a girl who they are wealthier than, but they start showing off and they start pretending they've got more cash, and they start off and they buy presents and they send flowers and things. And they are giving the woman from the start the impression they have more money than they have. And that's when they get in trouble. Obviously, I've got a few friends who are very wealthy, they could afford to do that, but they don't. But you're making a rod for your own back, not just because they're a gold digger or transactional, but I saw it a lot in Thailand. You know, some guys don't have so much money, but they will go out drinking every day. So the girlfriend, I'm sure it's same in the Philippines, sees them going out drinking, eating Western food and that. But then when the family need money for something, or there's this real problem, the guy says, I can't afford it. Well, to the Asian mindset, it's like, how the hell can you afford to go out drinking all day? You know, I mean, so it's a difficult one. I can see how the confusion starts, but Jack's 100% right. Don't start off like that. Don't, because you're creating a false impression. You're making a relationship transactional. Enzo Pastor, I'm coming to the Philippines in December. What advice can you give a single guy about dating? Well, I should start calling this channel Dear Simon. For the people who watch the UK, it's a reference to Dear Deirdre. Be nice, be polite, treat people respectfully, and don't start showering people with gifts. It depends what you're looking for. I mean, if you're looking for a relationship, but anyway, just be nice, be polite, be yourself, act as you would in your home country. Don't make it, as Jack and others have said, about money from the start, and just, you know, you'll be all right. And except here, you I don't know, you might be a young, really handsome guy. You have to make the first move here in a lot of times. As I've said to many people over here who are having problems at the moment, if a woman walks up to me and says, hello, have you got a girlfriend? Have you got a wife? And blah, blah, blah. I'm straight away, I'm not interested. Because let's face it, I'm not Brad Pitt. They're after a Westerner. And you can imagine why, you know, and I don't like that. So I would be wary of women that do that, unless you really are a stunningly good looking guy. But, you know, certainly in Thailand, when I was single there, I would go into bars and restaurants and things, and you would get eyes, and women would come and talk to you, and you went to a bar, you started dancing, they'd start dancing around you. And I'm not talking about patio and that. I'm talking about, you know, in the mountains and things like that. And they're not gold diggers. They're just more open because they're Buddhists, and they're more forward, and they're not as conservative. Over here, you've got to strike up a conversation a lot of the time. But 9 times out of 10, if you apply, it'll be receptive. You know, if you go over and say, can I join you? They'll say yes. You know, can I buy you a drink? They'll generally say they're okay, or they'll let you buy them one. You know what I mean? That's it. It's not like, you know, it's unlikely you're going to get like, you know, or whatever, or go away, anything like that. So yeah, be polite, be nice, be yourself. Don't feel you have to act like, you know, a different way because you're in a different country. Anyway, I hope that helps. Adam Fonte, start off slow in the Philippines, guys. Don't commit too fast and learn the culture first. Yep, there you go. And there's not a lot to learn about the culture. It is not anywhere near as complex as Cambodia or Thailand. It's a very westernized culture. They're all Christians, or the vast majority. Certainly in Dumaguete, so there's not a lot to learn, really. Jim Pendergast, Metro remittance, send money to Metro Bank, sending money for our intended buying a car over there. No, that's a good mate. That's a good rate. I've heard good things about remittance. Never used them. Very happy with Starling and Wise, but I know from what I've heard, remittance are, virtually the same thing. If I'd signed up with remittance first, I'd probably be very happy with them. So you're with the right one, Jim. Okay, Billy, I need a change from Thai. Now plan to move to Cebu or Davao. Yeah, but have you ever lived in Cebu or Davao? Because if you have and you like it, then power to you. But respectfully, I mean, don't listen to me. I'm no expert on anything. I wouldn't plan to move somewhere unless you've been there a long time and you know. I mean, I would plan, if it was me, I'd come to the Philippines and I would try a few places because you never know the ones you're going to like. I mean, don't put all your eggs in one basket. I mean, but then again, as I say, because to me, never been to Val, don't want to. I'm as happy as Larry in Dumaguete, but you would literally have to pay me to live in Cebu. But as I say, horses for courses. Some people are happy there. I would never be happy there. Jack Star, he got an old, thank God. Well, good for him. Does that mean did she have citizenship already, or can she go back? Glenn, in the States, there didn't used to be a restriction on divorce pre-citizenship, but who knows how it is now. Yeah, I don't know about the States either. And it's better to find a place you like to live first, then find a local girl in the area that matches your lifestyle. Exactly right. Exactly right. Exactly right. Brash Bash. Hey, Simon. Trust you and Ellen are doing great. Moving house can be a bloody nightmare, but it looks like you guys are settling in well. All the very best. Thank you, mate. Yeah, we are. We are. It was only a nightmare because we haven't got a car. And it was like, what day are we going to do this? And Ellen was still working and things. But yeah, my mate's been a real godsend today. A real godsend. It's see, because the annoying thing is yesterday, and I'm not blaming the friend who let us down. He had his reasons. I understand it completely, but I wasn't going to do it. I was going to sort out some trikes in the morning, and he called me in the early hours, and he was like, what you doing today? Blah blah. What you doing tomorrow? I said, no, I've got a load of stuff to move. I'm moving, and he was like, well, how are you doing that? I get trikes. Well, I've got a car. Why didn't you tell me? I'll come over and do it. I said, I don't want to impose. He said, no. He insisted. He said, no, mate, listen, I'll do it. I'll do it. I didn't want to. I said, no, I don't want to do that. And he said, no, please, because you took us out for dinner a few weeks. It will make me feel happy if you did it. So, and then he couldn't. And we'd lost the day. By the time I found out he couldn't, it was 6 o'clock in the evening. So we'd lost the day. So I started getting stressed thinking this is our last day to be able to move the stuff. I said that he had a genuine reason. Don't blame the guy. But I'm just saying that made it more stressful than it needed to be. I go, the plaster finger security guard here does 12 hours a day and earns 700 pesos. That's £9. But you can get to an eatery and get a nice little meal for 80 php. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's amazing how poor some of the people are here. But I know some wealthy ones who earn good money. I mean, I know some who earn up to $35 an hour, but they're all working online. That's how you do it. And Ellen's got, I'm not going to go at Shearns, but Ellen's got a much higher paying job than the average Filipino because she works online. I think a lot of the girls and the women in the restaurants here in Dumaguete, they get 50 pesos, between 40 and 50 pesos an hour, which is, I don't know, 70 pence, maybe just over $1 an hour. So, yeah, there are some incredibly poor paid people over here. What, Jack's? What? Good. I forgive you. Jack Star, Wise is my go-to for sure. Fantastic. It's a must for expat travellers. Yeah, you're right, Jack. But I don't really use my Wise now. What I do is I have 2 credit cards that I use, or not credit cards, debit cards. I have Starling and I have Wise. And I keep 2 wallets. The idea is if I lose or something happens with my main one, my Starling, then I've got my Wise in a safe place where I can, go onto that. And it was just one day I decided which one to use. But I found out afterwards, Jack, you might know this. I'm not sure. I think Wise, if you use it more than twice a month, transactions, they charge you a direct debt. They charge you for using the ATM today. Someone told me that on a live thing once. Doesn't matter because I've never used it twice. I use my Starling all the time. The only time I've used Wise in the last couple of months is when we were in Thailand. I used it for the Bolt and that because I've only got a couple of thousand in that account. So I tend to use that, you know, in case it got hacked or something when I'm paying for things online. Because I don't want them to get into my Starling. There's a lot more money in that account. Yeah, I tend to use my Starling for ATMs and my Wise if I'm doing stuff online. But I really like the Starling now. But Wise is great. I always use Wise before I got the Starling. Global Greg, Glenn, in the US, if you divorce before the foreigner gets citizenship, they lose their immigration status unless an exception applies. There we go. Good to know. No, I take that back. Okay, you're just taking that back. Why do you take it back? Have you just found something else? Oh no, we've reached that point. We've reached that point. How long am I talking to? I'll talk a bit longer. I always say I'm going to go when the comments stop. Good morning from Texas, Jamie Javier Garcia. I'm going to go out on a limb here, Jamie, but I am an incredibly intelligent guy. I would say you are of Spanish origin with a name like that. That's a cool name, that is. Jamie Javier Garcia. Oh, talking of Spanish origin, Mexican. I'm thinking of anyone watch the Canelo Whitaker fight? Not Whitaker. I think the Pernell Whitaker. The Canelo Crawford fight the weekend. My God, what a great fight that was. Welcome anyway, Jamie. Welcome. Adam Fente. As a younger guy, I did enjoy Cebu IT Park when I was in the Philippines. Dating the call centre girls was great. I like their mindset. Did you mean to say mindset, or do you mean you like their headsets? Is that one of your kinks? You like the old headsets, Adam? You already have, my love.
Where did you put my Wi-Fi extender? I saw it here earlier.
I haven't put it anywhere. Do you mind if I interrupt you? Could I have a coffee, please, sweetie? I will find it for you afterwards. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Jackstar, no, not had any charges. See, that's interesting. Maybe it might be it's in the UK or something. But someone said to me on a live stream once when I said you don't get charged for it, they said you can only use it twice without an ATM charge a month. And I thought, I've never heard that before. I've never noticed that before. But then I think when I looked, there was. But I think it was something to do. I may be wrong, and it may have changed. Because you know what it's like? It's going back a couple of years ago. And they may have had to drop that charge to compete with Remit or whatever. But I think it was, if you used it in a different currency, so if you like used it in Thailand or whatever, but your account was in sterling, they didn't charge you. But if you're in like the UK and your money was in the UK and you use it to get UK ATMs, then you only got 2 free a month. But don't quote me on that, Jack. I could be wrong. It could well have changed. Jamie Javier Garcia. I actually had Crawford beating Canelo, and yes, my family still hasn't talked to me. I've jumped a few. Sorry, I've jumped a few. Global Greg took it back a bit after research. Clearly not ready to be a quizmaster. Jamie Garcia. I'm of Mexican descent. Okay. Thought you might be. The name was a clue. Robert Bone. Good morning from Texas, USA. Can you guess my origin? With a name like Robert Bone, I think you might have been a pirate at some stage. That was it's Tennessee in the USA. I'm glad you added USA because you might have been a different Tennessee. Are there any Tennessees other than the USA? Welcome, Robert. Jackstar, like you, pal, I do have 3 backups. In Thai, I mainly carry cash and less shopping, etc. That's what threw me. I'm the same here because you get ATM fees here. You don't get them from Wise, and you don't get them from Starling, but they do charge you for using foreign cards here. So I always get the maximum amount out, and I tend to just use the cash. Well, a lot of friends of me said to me recently, you can use Gcash here. They just give you a you scan the QR code. A lot of my mates do that, but I'm not really into Gcash. but maybe I should get into Gcash. But yeah, but I was amazed in Thailand though. There were a couple of places happened to us. Went to Svensson's to use to get some ice cream. She might say, I want to buy her a sundae or whatever. They were cashless, and I didn't have my cards, I just had my cash. So a couple of places that was like I never seen that in the UK. A lot of the places at the airport were cashless as well. Just had to have cards, and I don't like that. I don't like the idea that I won't go to those places. I will boycott them because I could have gone back to the hotel and got a card and come back and done the thing. But I thought, no, I don't like this idea that we've been forced to use banks. I want to be able to have cash for reasons I won't go into. Nah, I don't like that at all. Jamie, I actually had Crawford beating Canelo, and yes, family still hasn't talked to me. Yeah, I had Crawford as well. Wasn't an easy one to pick. I didn't think it would be as easy as that. I kind of went between the two because I thought Canelo is on the slide. No matter what anyone says he is, he's not been the same since the Bivol fight. And I'm not saying that's why he lost to Bivol. Bivol was too strong for him, too big. Bivol is an exceptional boxer. He's slowing down a bit because of his age. He had a lot of war. I mean, he is. So I thought, I know that Crawford's getting on a bit, but I just thought Crawford is a much better boxer, but there is no way Crawford will be able to hurt him. So will Crawford be able to take the power? And start of the week, I thought Canelo. I went out with a couple of friends because Ellen was away the night before, and I said Crawford's going to win it. Crawford's going to win it on points. No way will stop him, but Crawford will win. And he did. I didn't think he'd win that as easily as he did, though. I think they might have a rematch. No point. I mean, they'll do it because of the money and it's in the clause, but Crawford will beat him, He could hurt him, could he? So that punch, was it in the 11th round where he spun his head round? I mean, Canelo can take a punch. And a great boxer. Glenn, headset, LOL. Adam Fonte, I like headset. I like head with the headset. Now, come on, this is a family channel, Adam. You know better than that. You've lowered the tone, mate. But good, very funny. Head with a headset. Brother, what's happening with the hammers? Come on, you irons. Jackstar, mate, we're going down. They don't do something very quickly, we're going to get relegated. First loss of the season. A couple of people come and said, what the hell's going on? I said, we're going to go down this season. And they were like, no, you won't. You've got a good manager. I'm like, what? It's the same. It's the same. It is the Avram Grant season all over again. And there's a lot of similarities. Grant went from Chelsea to us. Potter has that guy. Our midfield is so painfully slow, and he can't fix it. And he keeps trying to play the same. You can blame the board. I want the board gone. I hate Sullivan. I hate Brady. I mean it. I don't like. I want them gone. But they're not. They're there. They haven't backed him. Okay, he hasn't got the players he wants. He cannot play the formation that he's playing with the players we've got. Could he do it with players more suited to that style? Maybe, but he hasn't got them, and he's not going to change. So he's got to go. And even if he goes, we could still go down. But 100%, we're finished if they don't get rid of him. Now, what's happened here? All my comments have gone up. I don't know what's happened here, guys. My comments suddenly I've been inundated with comments. Now we got it. But we've just done that one. Adam Fenley, is there food delivery in Duma like Grab or Food Panda? Yeah, got both here. Yeah, getting food delivered is no problem at all. But it's a lot more expensive than eating here. It's a lot of the places you go to, the restaurants. You'll go on Grab, and they're not the same prices. And I always thought that it is a rip-off, but it's not. It's still cheap in the Philippines. But yeah, got a mate of mine who's got a restaurant. It's Ewan who owns Sideways. He started using Grab or Food Panda, one of them. And when you order, they charge you like £1.50 or whatever delivery, but they charge the restaurant 30% of the bill. So so no wonder it's more. They pass the cost on. But yeah, but you can get it. Yeah. Jackstar, no, here is what I found. Wise cards provide 2 free ATMs withdrawals up to £200 a month, with Wise charging us fixed fee or 50 the third withdrawal and above, plus a variable at 1.7 over the amount. Yeah, so there is a yeah. That's not good, is it? They keep that quiet. Don't get that with Starling. There you go. So there is a fixed, and that's only up to £200 a month. Wow. Does not state whether in UK, as I didn't get charged in Germany or Thai. Yeah, it's I don't know either, but I was surprised when someone pointed that out. But yeah, it's strange. But I don't use it. I say, I mean, it's not good, really, is it? Because I've got a couple of thousand in there. It's been in there for a few years. They're making interest off that. They shouldn't be doing that. Jim Pendergast, banking so complicated in Philippines, hates ATM fees and 10,000 limit. Yeah, but there's only 10,000 limit on certain banks, mate. There's about 6 or 7 now that don't have the 10,000. I thought it was, I can't think off the top of my head. China Bank doesn't have it. HSBC doesn't charge a fee at all, an ATM fee. It's 20,000 limit, but there are no HSBCs. I think they've only got them in Cebu and Manila. But BDO, is it BPO that you can get 20,000 out with them? If you Google it, mate, obviously you are restricted to what you've got in your area. But there are, when I first got it, there's only like 2 banks that let you get 20,000 out. But now there's 5 or 6. Glenn, bless you, Alan. Oh, did you sneeze? There you go. Glenn says, bless you. Jamie Garcia, I felt Canelo got robbed in the 11th. He looked aggressive, but you could tell wasn't winning it. How do you mean robbed in the 11th? Have you seen the scorecards? I've seen the scores. I thought the scoring was a lot closer than it should have been. But I haven't seen the scoring for the 11th round. Adam Fente, do the UK have any banks or brokerages that reimburse foreign ATM fees? In the US, we have 2 brokerages that are popular with expats that have checking account that reimburse all the ATM fees. Yeah, but mate, it's a scam. It's a scam. They reimburse the ATM fees because they're giving you such a ridiculous exchange rate. I had this discussion with last one I had that was my crazy neighbour in Sikyor because he was saying he gets his fees back, and I'm saying, yeah, you get your fees back because they're screwing you on the fees. So, for example, with Starling, they basically charge you, I think it's 0.002 or whatever under the actual exchange rate. So with them, we worked it out. I showed it to him. So if I was withdrawing 20,000 pesos, I was swallowing the fee, but on the exchange rate he was getting 3,000 pesos less than me in the actual, and that's honestly close to 3,000 pesos he was losing because the exchange rate they were giving him was lousy. And I think I spoke about it on a video once back in the early days. All the ones that give you, that reimburse you, is because they've mugged you on the exchange rate. They've given you 4 pesos on each dollar less than the going rate, man. That's how they can afford to do it. Banks will never give you anything for free. And I said to them, as soon as I heard that they gave it back, I said, well, how do they do that? They're not going to be giving you money for nothing. They must be right, and they've got the worst exchange rates. Honestly, Adam, it's a scam. I wouldn't go near a bank that offered to reimburse the ATM fees. Wise don't do it, and because they couldn't afford to. They'd be running at a loss because they basically give you virtually what the exchange rate is. I've got a UK bank, NatWest. I still keep them from the rental properties and that. I'll close them when I go back. Their exchange rate compared to Starling's ridiculous. On every £100 that I was to transact, I'd lose like £8 compared to Starling. It's a joke. Adam Fene, Fidelity and Charles Schwab. Check your exchange rates, mate. Check with Fidelity and Charles Schwab, and you can go online, Wise and Starling, and see how much their exchange rate is compared to yours. Because they're so good, they'll show you and then calculate what you would do if you withdrew. That's how they refund you, because they're making so damn much they can afford to. Jackstar, nationwide, no ATM fees. Adam Fenty, nationwide. That joke's gone over my head. Jackstar's laughing. No ATM fees. What, over here? That one's gone past me. And I don't know why Adam's laughing at that. Maybe I've been stupid here. I haven't quite got that one. What happened to that coffee I was getting?
I forgot.
Good Lord, woman.
I'm so sorry.
Come on, come on. Not really like that. She does that. Memory of a sieve. And now the other day we were sat at the table, she starts like, I'm like, she's like this, and like her eyes are gone and her lips were going blue. I said, breathe. Like, she'd forgotten to breathe.
Shut up.
She'd forgotten to breathe. I think it's extraordinary. Jack Star, cashless coffee place in Ware, told them straight, if I knew that, I would have took my custom elsewhere. Cash is king. If the controlled things, we are all doomed. If you look at some countries freezing accounts, exactly. It's because they want to trap you, and you've got everything on your cards, and then there's a cyber attack or something like that. You're screwed. I've always said in the UK, it's going to be my socialist side now, you are forced into putting your money into banks, private companies. So many places, they won't employ you, they won't pay you. So you've got to put it into a bank, which then lends your money, gets overstretched, collapses, earns interest on your money, charges you fees, and then you are exposed when they go under. If you're going to insist on people having bank accounts and that, then the government has to have its own bank in any country, because it's ridiculous. It's such a scam, the whole thing is. Anyway, I won't do it. I won't, like you, Jack, I will never go to a place. I mean, obviously, if the world everywhere went cashless, but I don't think they will, because I think people would vote against it. It's ludicrous. It does not benefit us as customers at all. Adam Fanti, wow, didn't run the numbers myself, so didn't realise it. Yeah, I'd look into it, mate. I'd look into it. Dave Minskip, got my Wise card ready for trip to Negros at Christmas. You go to Negros, mate. There you go. Yeah, get your card, mate. You'll need that. If you're flying, I tell you one little tip, double check it. If you're flying into Manila, don't ask me why, but the exchange rates in Manila are basically as good as you'll get. They're extraordinarily good. So if you bring some English cash and change it there, but check at the airport, because it might have changed since I was there. It's lousy at Cebu. Don't know why Manila's good. It's the only country I've ever been to in the world where they've given a great exchange rate. But you might be better changing like a wad of it there, because you will, even if you use the Wise, you will get charged 250 pesos at the each time you use an ATM. I say it could have changed, but extraordinarily good rate at Manila Airport. Glenn, can't get the staff, LOL. Yeah, I know. I still haven't got my bloody coffee. She's back on her phone again. She's forgotten again. She's forgotten again.
I didn't forget. I'm waiting for it to boil.
Good Lord. She just came back in and sat down on her phone.
I don't have to stand here.
No. I'm embarrassed for you, sweetheart. Adam Fente, based on the news I've seen from Thailand YouTubers, it seems they are becoming more controlling state with banking and visa policies. Oh, they are, mate. They're cracking down. And with Adun, if he gets voted, if he wins the next election, they're bang in trouble, because he has made his political career on getting expats out and making them the blames for everything. I can't believe, because when the election before, the one when I thought that was the end of him, but now he's back. He will do a lot of things. He's like the Nigel Farage of Thailand. So, he is just going to, everything he's going to do is going to be, everything's going to be the expats' fault over there. I mean, he was blaming COVID. It was nothing to do with China. It was all because of expats. And he said in one of the speeches, we're dirty and we don't wash and we don't do this and all that kind of stuff. And, we're disrespectful and we brought COVID to the country. So he's now the leader. As I say, that it looks in the polling he's not going to win the next election, because the party, anyway, but yeah, so it will be. But no, yeah, they've, there's 3,000 frozen or 3 million frozen bank accounts, isn't it? And now you can't open a tourist account anymore. It used to be open a tourist bank account. They've cut down on that, but they're a fake account. I don't know what's going on over there, but it's worrying times. I have a Thai bank account, but I think it must have been closed years ago. I probably had about 50, 60 pounds in it. I won't see that again. But thank you. I haven't used it in over 8 years. Thank you, my love. Look at that. Gosh, she's a wonderful woman. She looks after me. Dave Minskip, thanks for the exchange tip at the Manila airport. Be changing Aussie dollars. Yeah, but check it out, mate. I can't believe it. It blew my mind, because I never change money at airports. And when I saw the rate was so good, I went and asked them. I said, did you charge a fee for this? And I know. I'm like, sure? I double checked. I changed, I think, £1,000. Couldn't believe it. I got, but anyway, yeah, I don't know how they make the money, but I'm assuming it's the same for Australian dollars. I mean, Jim has said before, he might still be on here now, that it's good there. But we went to Cebu last Christmas, and I thought I'm going to change some more money up at the airport. Got there, it was awful. So I didn't. Brought my pounds back with me. Glenn, sounds like a fire needs lighting somewhere. Mike Thompson, when flying to Manila and staying at the airport, go upstairs to get a taxi at arrivals. Yeah, I know they're better on the second floor, but he might not be. He might be flying straight out, mate. But I guess that's good. If I'm no expert on Manila, so I don't know, to be honest with you. But I think if he's coming to Negros, he might be flying straight out. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's doing overnight. I stayed overnight. But Mike, we are going to Manila, myself and Ellen and some friends, and we're having 2 nights in Manila. So why is that? Is that better? Is it like, because I know in Thailand, if you go downstairs, you get a $50 charge. If you go outside and get one, you don't, because there's explain, please, mate, because that could be useful for me when we go there. Mind you, I don't tend to use taxis. I tend to use Grab in Thailand. Sorry, in the Philippines. I was going to get a Grab from the airport, but I might use a taxi. Jim, always change at Manila Airport. Yeah, so I still say Manila Airport is great for exchange rate. And in front, I've lost faith in all airport taxi drivers. Thank goodness for Grab. Why have you lost faith in them? I use Grab generally just to. I mean, I use Grab a lot in Dumaguete when we were in Thailand, but there were several times where couldn't get Grab because it kept pissing about in my card. It kept blocking it, and my card authorizer wanted me to authorize it. And those times, I just got a meter cab, and it was always cheaper. Not a lot in it, you know. When you looked on the estimated Grab prices, the suggestion from if it hadn't been for the 50 baht add-on charge, a taxi was usually cheap. The thing I don't like about taxis sometimes is if you don't know the area, they will take you long routes and things. That didn't bother me in Thailand because I know the how to get from Suvarnabhumi airport to the city. But a few times we used meter cabs. They were good as gold. You know, they didn't try and do anything, and so yeah. But yeah, I'll never get in a taxi that doesn't have the meter on. I'm like, no, I'm not interested. As soon as they try and negotiate a deal, you're like, well, yeah. Jim, totally agree, Adam. Mike Thompson, much cheaper rates and not the weight. Mike Thompson, taxi meter. Don't think it's cheaper rates. Depends where you're waiting for, I suppose. Yeah, I suppose it depends on the experience. But I think it's still the cheap. I think that's still the cheapest option. Is to get a limo pickup. I mean, there was still. I couldn't believe when I went back to Thailand, you could still get taxis. Well, not taxis. They call them limo service. You know, airport transfers. You could still get them for 1,000 pesos, 1,000 baht, sorry, to pick you up from the airport and take you to Pattaya. Not many of them, but there were a couple advertising it in Pattaya, and Grab wanted 1,300. So you know, so it is. Yeah, I'm just saying, depends. You've got to shop around. And I had a mate, we never used it, but a good mate of mine, one of the ones we're going to Manila with, he said he got a taxi. He had a number he was going to send me. But he didn't send it to me. It was no problem. He said, tell this guy, you know me. He says he's like, you know, I think they got 800 or something from the airport too. But as he said, the trouble is when you get a really good deal like that, you just end up giving them a tip because you're so happy with the deal. It ends up costing you more than it would have done anyway. And in front of across Thailand, Philippines, Vietnam, and Cambodia, the experience is always subpar, and it's always some goofy driver trying to negotiate on price instead of meter. Yeah, I guess it depends where you it depends on your experiences, mate. As I say, it's yeah, it's the queues that put me off doing it this time. I've never really had any. I just say no to the meter business. I just say I ain't got meter, I ain't getting in. And we had that a few times, just won't get in it. And you can tell when they're going to try and scam you. But there were a few times. I mean, there was one guy. We got one of the temples. Ellen didn't want to walk, and we got this taxi, and we got there, and I think it was 40 baht or whatever. And I gave him a 20 baht tip. And as soon as I gave him the tip, he's out and he's stopping the traffic and directing us across the road and showing us, which is strange. Like, they obviously don't tip there much. But remember that guy when we went to that first? He was happy as Larry. And he was good as gold. You know, he took us there. We never had any taxi drivers. The one night when we were going into the dinner cruise, we had 3 in a row who, so I said, I can't be bothered ordering a grab and going back. I will just get one. And there were 3 in a row, and they're like, no meat, no meat. I was like, no, forget it. They're like, what you want to pay? I said, I won't do it. And we got a grab that night. But that was the only bad experience we had. Not grab, Bolt. I never used grab in Thailand. I just used Bolt. David E. I find Bolt in Pattaya is a bit hit and miss. They take the long routes at times. Yeah, but are you paying for it in advance? Because I didn't realise with Bolt, I always paid in advance. So there's no interest in them taking the long routes. You know, they'll take you the quickest routes because they want to jump on the thing. But we went to that place. We went to some place called the Benedict. What was that place called you liked? The House of Benedict. And I ordered a Bolt to pick us up. We got a Bolt there, a Bolt back, and the guy who picked us up wanted money. I said, I've already paid. And he said, oh no, I don't want someone that's paid. And I said, so what happens? He said, just cancel it. And I said, so I cancelled it. And one of the reasons was it said your driver wants payment in advance. And I said, yeah. And I got refunded straight away, or it hadn't even gone off my account. So I got another one, but I didn't realise that there were any that you paid at the end. I've just always paid in advance. You know, when it turns up, it goes out your account. So maybe if you use it, mate, if you're paying at the end, that's why they're taking you the longer routes, because they want more. I've got no idea. I had to say I didn't know, but it seems strange they would, because we used every night. We used Bolt to get back from Soi Buakhao to Jomtien, and every night blew my mind. You press the thing, they'd be there in 30 seconds. I mean, it's obvious they were hanging around because it's a busy area, Soi Buakhao, but you literally pressed it, and then the next thing you know, you turn around, there's a light flashing, and they're parked on the road waiting. So they were brilliant. Does your new area require you to motorbike around, or is it walkable? It's incredibly walkable. I mean, it will still require me to motorbike around if I want to go into the city and that. I mean, I'll still be using the scooter a lot, but here it's when we went tonight, I mean, literally it took us 2 minutes. We're about, I don't know, 200 meters from the main road. We're only about 100 meters away, but you've got to turn left and go round, and it's full of eateries, and there's a 7-Eleven just across the road, and we got a chicken plate from one of those rotisserie places. Ellen was like, couldn't stop giggling, or laughing. That's why, because there's just so much more. I mean, there was quite a bit where we were, but you still had to drive a few hundred meters, or we're about 3 minutes on the scooter from like the main bit of Bakongna Market and all that. And there was stuff there, but here, God, yeah, we are everything since we moved in, thank God, and I'm not a religious man, has been brilliant. Met the neighbours today. They seem like a great couple. In answer to your question, Glenn, about the dog, sorry, I missed that early on. No, we didn't take the dog because it wasn't our dog to take. It belonged to an owner, one of the people. They just weren't looking after it, so I started feeding it. But we have a couple of dogs here who live outside. The street dogs here, there's 3 of them, and they are the best kept dogs you've ever seen. They're happy, they're so incredibly friendly. And I wasn't sure if the owner had left them here or I should be feeding them or not. So I said to the guy next door, I met him the first time of the day, I said, should I be feeding the dogs? Because it wasn't mentioned to me, but they're outside. And he said, oh no, we feed them. And when we got back last night, the neighbours were. So everyone looks after them and they just live outside. And so I love dogs, so I'm really happy with that. David E, no, you pay after in Pattaya. No, David E, you don't. You might do, but you don't have to. You just have to get your credit card linked to your Bolt account, and then you've got the option pay now, pay later. But you know, honestly, mate, look into it. We were there 5 nights over Christmas. No, not over Christmas. I'm not talking about over Christmas. We were there about a month ago, just over a month ago. 5 nights. I used Bolt every day, and it's every day to go out and come back again, and always paid in advance. You know, you just agree the fee, go straight to Bolt, so you can impact your mate, 100%. You just got to set it up so it's connected to your card. be that your credit card or your Gcash or whatever you want to use. But no, you can in Pattaya. I have never been sure of anything in my life. Right, well, I'm happy talking for a bit longer. If you chaps want me to talk for a bit longer, I'm happy to end it now. But the trouble is, there's no comments. Don't know what to do. I can't really have things I can say. Dave Minskip, a dog and a happy face. Yeah, no, the dogs are. Yeah, I'm glad there were dogs there. And in fact, I've been seeing a lot of news of what's happening in the UK. Okay, I have been seeing a lot of news that's happening in the UK too. Figure a climax is coming. What are you doing, Adam, that you feel a climax is coming? It's starting to worry me now. Well, keep that to yourself, brother. Enjoy it. You don't need to tell us about it on the screen. Good Lord. I avoid talking politics. I think I know where you're going with this, Adam, but there's little percentage in it. There will be people on here who will strongly disagree with me. I am thinking of starting a channel. I think calling it Stating the Obvious, just hitting people with some facts about the realities of life and things from every angle. But I'm not going to talk about politics on this one, brother. Although there isn't a climax coming. It is just papers making it sound like there is going to be for various reasons I won't go into. Glenn, family show. Yes. Why is Adam talking about climaxing in a family show? But I do have that effect on people. I thought I'd say I have that effect on women. I obviously have that effect on guys as well. Ellen saying, yeah, you know it's true, baby. Right, well, the comments have stopped. We are on 18 likes. If you're still there, smash the like buttons, make an old man happy. Ellen, if I don't get 30 likes on a live stream, she is awful to me, and I mean truly awful. But as I say, I'm happy to keep going, but I'm happy to stop if people have run out of things to talk about. Adam Fente, true, better to avoid politics and religion. Yeah, really. I am 19 here. There you go. 20 here. I'll take your 19 and I'll raise you on. Well, that's all good stuff. Thank you, Glenn, for spotting that. Yeah, there is no point in talking religion to people. I stopped a long time ago. It's amazing how many religious people I met who want to talk about religion to me. And I always say to them, look, I don't really want to talk about it. If you want to talk about it, we can talk about it. But you are not going to like, you're going to find my views a little bit challenging. That is the reality of it. If your faith is your faith, if it gives you comfort, fine. But don't understand why you're trying to, anyway, there you go. Glenn, 21 now. Ricky, you seemed more cheerful when you were in Pattaya. Well, that might be, Ricky, because I was on holiday. And people tend to be happy on holiday, I suppose. Do I seem like I'm not cheerful now? I enjoyed Pattaya. It was a good holiday. We enjoyed the holiday. We had a great time. But I was glad to go at the end of it. I really was. I'd like a couple more nights, I thought. But when it came to go, I was happy to get back. I mean, that is great. Some people it's heaven. Some people hate it. I like it for a trip. But if I say if I seemed happier than I do now, I didn't know I didn't seem happy now. But yeah, it'll be because I was on holiday, mate. On holiday, what I liked about Pattaya was the fact that Ellen was letting her hair down, because she very rarely does that, because it's hard for her with a job, because she often has early starts, and I usually have to watch what I'm drinking because I've got the scooter and we're driving back and that. So we were in Pattaya, we were in holiday mode. Ellen didn't have to worry about that. She was letting her hair down with the old vodka Red Bulls and things, and it was great. And we were eating out and having nice meals and things. So yeah, I suppose I imagine when we go to Vietnam, I will look happier in Vietnam. But if you don't look happy on your holiday, then there's something wrong, isn't there? Glenn, have been an atheist since I was 11. Keep clear of finger waggers. Yeah, well, there you go. Adam Fontaine, variety is the spice of life. A new chapter is a new season. You've got me again, Glenn. You've got me again there, Adam. I'm not sure where we're coming with that one, but you're right. Variety is the spice of life. Got to mix things up. Yeah, as I said to someone the other day, and they couldn't quite get it. I said, look, at the end of the day, because we're talking about religion, humans are rationalizing creatures, but we're not rational. So, you will always struggle to come to a conclusion about how life works, how it ends, or whatever. And if the conclusion you arrive at is being a Muslim or a Christian, and that gives you comfort, then, then that's worked for you. It's just the reality of how life works. Because if you can't come to a conclusion, you can't decide. It's like anything. You're in a state of cognitive dissonance. What happens to me? What we're here for? What we blah, blah, blah. So the people that have found religion, and that is what has eased their cognitive dissonance, then power to them. It works for them. The secret to a happy life is one thing. People have just got to work out what that one thing is. To me, I'll upset a few religious people. I don't mean to. I'm an atheist. I used to be a deist, but now I think I'm more an atheist. Although I might be a deist. The point is, I get comfort out of that conclusion, that I'm not being judged, that I don't have to do this, that when my life ends, that's it. I'm no longer part of the universe. It's all gone. Doesn't mean I'm right. Doesn't mean they're wrong. The point is, you've all got to find your own little solutions. Some people will take comfort in one. Some people will take comfort in the other. The reality is, doesn't mean we're right. We have just rationalized the situation in our own ways and come to conclusions. And if your conclusion gives you comfort, power to you, whatever it may be. The plastered finger. Cheers, Simon. Great chat. You made me laugh loud a couple of times. Another good night. Well, I'm very glad to hear that, mate. Very glad to hear that. Cheers, brother. David E. Call RR Bolt. I jump in other people's. They must not have the card linked. Maybe. I think there are. I mean, I only came across one that didn't want to take cash, which I think didn't want to take a card, want to have cash. I don't know. Maybe some drivers, but no, never. So, yeah, I can't answer that one, mate. I'm no expert on Bolt. I just know in the time we were there, we used it every day. We got at least 10, 15 bolts, and they were all paid for in advance. Never had to give any cash to anyone. I mean, I gave a few tips, but I didn't have to. 25 likes. Thank you, chaps, for listening. Martin Harvey, I asked Mormon what he thought of Catholics. Where's that gone? I asked Mormon what he thought of Catholics. He replied, they are very, very right or very, very wrong. All gold, enjoying your sermon. Glenn, some loud laughing here too, thanks. I'm glad people are happy. And in Fonte, I'm an atheist except when I ride the Ceres bus liner or those ferries that island hop. I know how you mean. Yeah. Right, well, there we go, chaps. I am glad I have made some people laugh. That is always the intention. I'm not sure if you're still there, Jack, but if you are, thank you so much for the super chat, mate. It is greatly appreciated. It always is appreciated. Not required, but very much appreciated. I am glad some people have had some enjoyment tonight. Well, hopefully you all had enjoyment tonight. Well, 25 people had some enjoyment tonight because I've got 25 thumbs up, which is lovely. But as I say, when the old chat stops, these days, I take it as my cue to wind things up, because otherwise I'll make a fool of myself and rambling about nonsensical things, just trying to fill up the dead space. So I will end it now, chaps. As I say, if you're still there, Jack, thank you. I don't know if you just got here late, Martin. Always great to talk to you in Tokyo. But as I say, or you've been here a long time. If you have, sorry we've missed you again. Glenn, cheers, a great day to all. Thanks, Glenn, all you, mate. Praying for my stocks today. Have a good night, everyone. Yeah, there you go. Praying for your stocks. Yafis is praying for his stocks. I'd probably do the same thing. There we go. I'm not going to read people's names out because I will forget a couple and I always feel guilty. But you know who you are. The Speaking of Asia gang who join us. You're a select bunch. and it is always very, very much appreciated. Jack, if you are, I hope your physio went okay. If you watch this later, Glenn, I hope your cortisone injection worked. Adam, I hope your stocks go okay, and I hope they don't cut the interest rates on the Fed, because that's going to screw the whole of Europe as well. Or have a negative effect. Not as negative effect it'll have on the American economy, but it will have a negative effect. See, I'm about to say plastered finger. Something I don't want to mention any names. I miss people out. Scott Geen, good show. Well done from New Zealand. Thanks, Scott. Right, I am knocking it on the head now. If you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed, it would be fantastic if you did. But whether you do, whether you don't, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, stay safe. Be lucky.